This is Rick Morris. We're on a series of videos for recovery from alcohol and drugs. This is step 7, and the title, it's episode 2, and the title of the episode is Blind. The step states, we humbly ask Him to remove all these defects of character. And the scripture for today is, one thing I do know, that though I was blind, now I see. That's John 9:25. We walk around with the attitude that we're just fine. The truth is, we're blind to many things in our heart and in our mind. We cannot see ourselves very well. For example, we might declare, I'm a law-abiding citizen. And then we go break the speed limit. Or we might tell our spouse, all the bills are paid, honey. Then we go spend money on something we want while we paid partial on one of the bills. Whatever, there's many examples. Is it possible to go through life thinking that we can see perfectly well, only to find out we are blind? Explain what that means. I'm going to pause here, and you can pause the video if you want to talk about it. Explain what that means. You know, we can't see ourselves as well as other people see us. Only a true friend will level with you. Other people will just tell you what you want to hear, but a true friend, if they really care about you, they're going to level with you and tell you what they see. If you become offended and refuse to believe it, then you're the one that loses. You have much to gain if a close friend points out a blind spot. Before you argue that you are just fine, consider maybe you're just a little blind in that area. Say to that person, thank you for telling me that. Only a true friend would risk a relationship by telling me about a flaw I need to see or to consider. If it's a family member, you might say, thank you for telling me that. Only someone that really loves me would share that with me. God is merciful because He doesn't show you everything at once, or He doesn't show me everything that's wrong that He wants to fix or to help me with at once. He shows us one thing at a time. He will not show us any more than what we will deal with at the time. The reason is, if He showed us everything in our heart or in our mind that's flawed, it would overwhelm us. Now, here's an important point. The enemy or the evil one will try to beat you up with this. He will tell you you're worthless. You can never change. You will never change. But all that is a lie. When you hear condemnation coming, you hear a put down coming in your other ear. It's resist the devil, resist the evil one, and he will flee. It takes humility to admit to a personal fault. That's why humility is such a big piece of getting free. When we admit we have a fault, that is the biggest step in that area to getting free. It's actually coming out of denial. It's just a part of step number 1, coming out of denial about that area that someone pointed out. What do we do then? after we come out of denial and we see the fault, what do we do then to get rid of it, to get our life changed? We ask God to open our eyes to that area in our life. Then we humbly ask Him to remove it. It has to come out of our life supernaturally. We can't just will it away. Then we expect to be free through faith. That's the way it works. Now, it won't be long. It won't be long until there's a test to see if you're free in that area. If you fall down, get up again. Tell God you're sorry that you've fallen. Don't let the enemy beat you up. Get up again and pass the next test. You know, it's not easy or simple to become a better person, but it's worth it. Now, when I get free in an area like breaking the law or telling my wife a lie, there's 1,000 different ways all of this can manifest. But if I get free in that small part of the area of my life, does it affect everything else in my life? Absolutely. Relationships will flourish. Doors that have been closed will open. Promotions will come. We think too small when we're blind. Ask God to open your eyes, your spiritual eyes. It's not your natural eyes that see these things, it's your spiritual eyes that see things that come out of your own mouth that you can't believe that's in your heart. But it is. You know what? If you ask Him to show them to you, He will. He will do it in ways you cannot imagine. Your part is to stay sober and clean. The future is bright. Live life like you've never lived it before. Change the way you think. Open your eyes to the world, to reality. Things, step by step, are going to get better. Your biggest job is just to stay clean and sober. That way you can clean up your life and it'll get easier and easier. Okay, work on those things and we'll go to the next episode.